Hello everybody, my name's Brian, and for those of you who have been with the channel for a while, you'll know the very first video I uploaded was Dredge. And in fact, every now and then I would bring Dredge back when something new and exciting would happen in the deck, so it wouldn't just be the same video of me going 3-2 every time. Now, for the longest time, there really hasn't been printed anything into the Dredge archetype, but friend of the channel Liam sent me an email over to HeyDummyPlayThis@gmail.com, and he, like many people who watch this channel, realize that I lose the die roll a lot. So to combat the fact that I am just naturally losing die rolls, he sent me this wonderful gift. This is a list designed to always go second. You never want to be on the play in this list, and why? Because we're rocking 4 gemstone caverns in the main. So, what is Dredge? How does this deck work? Why would you ever not want to be on the play? Let's go over all of that now. If you have no interest in any of those things and want to go straight to the gameplay, go ahead and check down in the timeline. I should have marked the first game, and if I haven't, just call it out in a comment. I'll do it real quick. Anyway, let's jump into the deck. First of all, if you've never played Dredge, let's go over the basics. So here we have the quintessential Dredge card, Stinkweed Imp. Now, as a creature, this looks kind of bad. It flies, it's a 1/2, it has pseudo death touch, and then it has this other weird ability, Dredge. And what Dredge states is, if you are to draw a card, rather than drawing that card, you could flip over the top X number, in this case 5, cards into your graveyard, and put this card into your hand instead. Now, you might say, well, Brian, what are you going to do with flying 1/2s? That's not what we're trying to do. We're not playing any of the Dredge cards. We just want to flip other things over into the bin to fuel our engine. So we have 4 Stinkweed Imps here, which are Dredgers. We also have 4 Dark Blasts, which dredge a lesser number, 3 to be specific. This is actually a spell we might want to cast and take out a Ragavan or a Dragon Rage Channeler if we run into one. And we also have Golgari Thugs, which is a 1/1 witch ability that hopefully will never come into play, because hopefully we're never casting it, and Dredge 4. Okay, Brian, you're vomiting your deck into your graveyard. What does that accomplish? Haha, well, here we have Narcomoebas, where if it goes from our library directly into our graveyard, we get to put it on the put it in the field, I apologize, for free. Okay, Brian, you have a 1/1. What does that matter? Aha, I say again. We also have Prized Amalgam, which we're hopefully flipping into the graveyard at the same time. This is a 3/3 for 3, and again, if you're hard casting this, something has gone wrong. However, if you're just flipping it into your bin and the Narcomoeba comes out, that means that the Prized Amalgam at your next end step comes out. And if you have other Prized Amalgams who weren't triggered by the first Narcomoeba, they'll come out too. We also have 3 Silver Smoke Ghoul, which if you've gained 3 life, come out of the graveyard, hence triggering our Prized Amalgam again. Well, how do we gain life? Another card that simply does stuff when you flip it from your deck into your graveyard, Creeping Chill. It essentially Lightning Helixes your opponent. You gain 3 life, your opponent loses 3 life. So we're starting them at a much lower life total than they think they're doing. We have creatures coming out for free in 3 different ways. And okay, how do we get stuff in the graveyard? I'm glad you asked. We have Otherworldly Gaze, another one of our turn 1 plays. We'll go over turn 1 in a bit here, but for now, the basic turn 1 plays is Otherworldly Gaze. Look at the top 3 of your deck, put any number into the bin, as well as leaving any on top in any order. This can help you find your second land, which is very important for this deck. This is going to also put Dredgers or Narcomoebas or Prized Amalgams, whatever, directly into the bin, and it has Flashback. We're never getting Faithless Looting back. This is probably our best bet. If you don't know what Faithless Looting is, get off my lawn, kid. Anyway, Merchant of the Veil. Merchant of the Veil is again a replacement for Faithless Looting, which we're never getting back. It has kind of Faithless Looting, so for 1 mana and at instant speed, I can discard a card, and if I do, I can draw a card. This also puts it on an adventure, and this is a card that if you cast, the game's probably gotten grindy. Something hasn't gone right, but at least it hasn't gone horribly wrong. We also have our kind of finisher, as it were, Ox of Agonis, which for 2 mana, exile 8 things from your graveyard, comes back, discard your hand, and draw 3. Aha. Draw 3. This deck does that quite often. Ox of Agonis is the later half of the game, but turn 1, we want to either Merchant of the Veil, or we want to Otherworldly Gaze, or we would like to Thrilling Discovery or Cathartic Reunion. And I hear you all call out, Brian, how are you going to Cathartic Reunion or Thrilling Discovery on the first turn? You only have 1 mana. Let's come back to Gemstone Mine. So in Magical Christmas Land, we have Gemstone Caverns, which if I am not on the play, I can exile a card from my hand and start the game with this in play with a luck counter on it. Essentially, you just get to start the game with -1 card in your hand and an extra land on the field, which means turn 1, you can cast a 2-drop. Now, our 2-drops are important because it allows us to discard cards. Cathartic Reunion is discard 2, draw 3. And Thrilling Discovery is the same thing, except you have to have the spell Resolve to discard the cards with Thrilling Discovery, and it also gains you a little bit of incidental life gain. And you just start your engine, you put everything on the field, ready, set, go. It's very all in. Let's go over land base super quick. So, a couple fetch lands. We got 2 Arid Mesa, 2 Bloodstained Mire, 2 Scalding Tarns. We have some shocks to go grab, 2 Blood Crypts, 2 Sacred Foundries, 2 Steam Vents, and again, 4 Gemstone Caverns. So you're not running nearly as many rainbow lands as the other versions of Dredge, but the whole idea here is you kind of want to mull until you can do something really cool on your first turn. And you have your backup plans with Otherworldly Gaze and Merchant of the Veil. So pretty much if you're playing Dredge, you want to have 4 things in particular: 2 lands, a red card, and a dredger. And if you have all 4 of those things, you can keep that hand even if you only have 4 cards. So you do a lot of mulling in Dredge in general. This version of the deck, even more. Sideboard in Dredge is always a very reactive thing, and this one is no different. You have cards in here to go after your opponent's hate pieces. When your entire plan revolves around your graveyard, there are a million pieces in Magic, never mind Modern, that can just absolutely disrupt what you're doing. So we have Path to Exiles to get things out of the way. Also, things with Lifelink kind of disorient us pretty hard, so it's good just to get those away. Portable Holes, very aggressively costed things to remove graveyard hate or to remove creatures out of the way. Leyline of Sanctities stops you from getting burnt out, stops you from getting your hand disrupted. Thought Seize to go after control, hopefully resolve some spells. 2 Leyline of the Void, you're going to run into opponents' graveyard strategies, and you kind of want this on the field as well. Ancient Grudge, don't leave home without it. It can destroy up to 2 artifacts, which is very nice. And Flaggerate, not sure why this one is here. Normally you would see this one in the main, but I suppose this version of the deck is just so aggressive that you have to put it in here somewhere if you find yourself in a very grindy game, but Conflagrate without Life from the Loam is iffy at best. And finally, 2 Nature's Claims, the most efficient way to take out an artifact or enchantment. Yes, your opponent gains 4 life, but hopefully when you take out their hate piece, you're able just to win from there. And there we have it. That is Dredge in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and run some games where this time I'm hoping to lose the die roll. Watch me win every single one. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the intro. Let's get into some games, shall we? Okay, and we actually won the die roll, which is hilarious, but no, I don't want to play first, because that's not how our deck works. Let's see here. This is actually a fine hand. We don't have the Gemstone Cavern, but I think this is a fine enough Dredge hand, so let's go ahead and just keep. If they hand disrupt us, it's fine. Oh, are they going to hand disrupt us a million times? If they hand disrupt us a million times, unfortunately, we have enough things for them to target because we have multiple Cathartic Reunions. Otherwise, hand disrupting Dredge is normally not a good thing. Yeah, okay, so we get a little punished, but we actually do get to Dark Blast our opponent's thing, and we can actually kill Grief with Dark Blast and still Dredge Dark Blast, so we're not in the worst shape. Oh, we drew a Cathartic anyway. Well, opponent, you have no idea what's about to happen. We'll yield through the turn. We have to kill Grief on our turn if we care about killing Grief. Let's see what the rest of their turn is. So if they disrupt our hand again and get rid of our Cathartic Reunion, we double Dark Blast and kill Grief. Oh, they don't do anything. Okay, well, that sounds amazing. So let's go ahead and get the Blood Crypt just in case. Untap. All right, Arid Mesa. I guess we'll go get a we'll go get a white source in case we draw the other one. And yeah, red and red. Guess what? You can take it out of our hand as much as you want, but we're still gonna go to the zoo. So Stinkweed Imp, Ogari Thug, and Dark Blast. Did we completely... Oh no, we didn't whiff, thank God. Okay, so that's actually a really good hit. We're gonna put a whole bunch of things into play. Now the thing is, if you're playing against Dredge, try your very best not to salt off game 1. Because it's very easy to win game 1 with Dredge. It's a lot harder to win game 2 and game 3. So we've essentially filled our graveyard to the point where next turn we want to Ox of Agonis. We have even more coming out. Let's just yield through these. All right, and here come our 3 zombies, or rather our 2 zombies. Okay, so they bolt 1, which is fine. We have the ability just to block Grief if we really care. I don't think we do. Looks like they finally found their other land. So if they play the Voidwalker, we're a little screwed. Okay, so they found that. Okay. So now it's a bit of a race. The good thing is we're kind of in the lead because the main deck Voidwalker kind of gets us a bit. He really should not attack, I believe. And unfortunately, we just have to draw and we have to hopefully find another Dark Blast. Oh, okay, well, we'll absolutely take that because we get to knock him back for 5. No, we're not going to give them any help. All right, so this is not the worst because we just get to play Prized Amalgam, but we'll go ahead and just swing out. The main deck hate being Voidwalker is a little hard, but it's nothing you can't deal with. Let's go get a Steam Vent. And we go black and blue, and who cares? And here comes a Prized Amalgam. So they stop us from dredging for the time being, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. You know, we already have our board. And I suppose we could Ox anyway if things start looking really dicey. And yeah, we lose a couple things, and I guess they could then creeping chill us, so we got to keep an eye on our life. He must have a way of killing us. Oh, don't want to do it. Another Prized Amalgam. So he must have some amount of removal in hand. Otherwise, we would just be able to swing and get him. And if he just attacks, we lose. And Ox isn't going to do much. Unfortunately, I think what we have to do is we have to just swing and make them have it. I really wished we had drawn a land so we could have creeping chilled, but I think they have a push or a bolt or something. Yeah, terminate, that's a thing. And if we had one more land, we could creeping chill them, but Voidwalker gets rid of all of our stuff, and we only have 1 Dark Blast, and we can't get 2 creatures on the field. Well, we'll just go ahead and do this and see if they somehow miss their attack here. So this Rakdos deck has a million pieces of removal. You just go for the attack? Yeah, he saw it. All right, game 2. Okie dokie. So portable holes in, Path to Exiles in, maybe even ley lines, depending on what we tout. We can cut some numbers of merchants. They're not super duper strong. We can cut 1 otherworldly, cut some number of Golgari thugs. Probably 2 is fine. And now we just don't have the ley lines, which is probably fine. Because the ley lines stop them from griefing us. But I suppose grief isn't that big of a worry. So let's just put in our anti-hate pieces. Now, if they play Leyline of the Void, which I don't think they would bother with, then we've just lost. But let's go ahead and give it a shot. All right, so no, we still want to play second. Ooh, and we have the Gemstone Mine. We keep this. We play this out. And we get rid of the Narcomoeba. We Otherworldly Gaze turn 0. What do we find? Another Otherworldly Gaze, a Dark Blast, a Merchant. So we want to put Dark Blast in the bin, and we want to put Otherworldly Gaze in the bin. And we'll just naturally draw the Merchant, which is fine, because then we'll dredge 5 and not 3. We'll just draw, play this. We can actually Merchant at instant speed, so no reason to do anything right now. Opponent plays a Swamp. There's the Voidwalker, so we'll do this now. So we haggle, discard Imp, Thinkweed Imp. That was actually not great, but luckily for us, we have the portable hole just to stop them. Oh, and we're gonna have 2 Dark Blasts too. We have multiple ways of dealing with this. So we'll go ahead and just crack this. We actually have to get a white source, to use portable. Actually, no, we don't have to, because Gemstone Cavern can be a white source later. So we'll get a Blood Crypt tapped, and we'll go, and we won't dredge. We even get a land rewarded. Okay, so we'll portable hole, get rid of that, yoink, and then we'll Steam Vent untapped, and we'll pass from there. We can always Otherworldly Gaze if they try and do something again. Okay, command. Mirror Breaker. Sure, we're not going to do anything about that right now, so we'll just go ahead and Creeping Chill into the bin, Prized Amalgam into the bin, that into the bin. Cool, knock them for 3. Here comes Mirror Breaker, which is fine. We want to draw the Dark Blast. I think at this point we just Ox. Most of the time, if you can Ox, the answer is Ox. What do we get rid of? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we have to get rid of things that actually do things. So unfortunately, the Otherworldly Gazes have to go 7, 8, and we're done. For those of you who haven't seen Fable of the Mirror Breaker, here's what that does. Makes a Gabo token. I have to remember to zoom in on stuff more often. All right, here goes our Prized Amalgam, and we start dredging the Stinkweed Imp. We dredge another Stinkweed Imp, and then finally we dredge probably just a Thug. All right, so a whole bunch is going to come out of the graveyard. Yep, looks fine to me. All right, let's see. Yep. Okay, so they get to loot a little bit, but we also have a million things on the field, which hopefully is enough. It could not be enough. I could still be dead, but we'll find out. It also looks like we get to Ox again next turn, which is good. Real interesting, losing the game 1. Looking like winning a game 2 here, but let's not speak too swiftly. I'm often known to lose in this situation. I suppose if they K-command, kill a Silver Smoke Ghoul, kill the Portable Hole, that's not great. Looks like he's just going to attack to get his treasure. Yeah. What does he want to do for 4 mana? No reason not to block, because I kind of want that in the bin again anyway. Let's see what 4 mana gets him. Unless he's just hard casting Grief, which would be hilarious. Oh, is it Fury? Fury's not bad. Yeah, it's Fury. Okay. So he gets to kill 3 Silver Smoke Ghouls. That hurts. Well, we only have Dark Blast, so I guess it's a Dark Blast. Ooh, we flip another Creeping Chill, though, so everything gets to come back. What are we doing? What do we have in our exile? We have 3 Creeping Chills in exile. So there's only 1 more Creeping Chill left. So we attack first, and then we Ox, so everything comes back. Yep, that's totally fine, big guy. Take you down again. And then we Ox again. So really, when you're doing Ox, you want to get rid of the things that don't do anything in the graveyard, like your red cards as seen here, your lands which don't come back, your portable holes and paths that don't come back. These are all things that we won't use anyway. All right, we need to exile 1 more. So we actually have to get rid of something that does something. So probably a Dark Blast. That looks about right. Okie. So we discard our hand again, and hopefully we find the other Creeping Chill. We found a whole bunch of stuff again. Go down to 5 cards, that's fine. Do keep an eye on your library when playing Dredge. It is possible to mill yourself out. So our opponent's at 5. We have a whole bunch of stuff coming back. All right, that should just auto-yield for me. Thanks, Mitgo. They have another Fury, they can do stuff, but like... Oh, they can just copy it with Reflection of the Mirror Breaker. I still think they're dead, though. They get 1, 2, 3. They're at 5. Putting themselves to 4 seems wrong. I mean, I think you stay on the blocks and you wait for me to mill myself out. They're just going to hard cast another Fury. Okay, well, the math will be done for us. All right. Kind of wish I had more than 1 Dark Blast in my hand now, but... I wasn't thinking that far ahead. Do we put a Dark Blast into our... Okay, let's count real quick. Portable Hole, path, portable hole, portable... Okay, so all of our hate is actually out of the deck right now. So I guess we do just want the Dark Blast. Oh, I hit draw because I'm an idiot. Oh, well. So we get to put them to... Actually, we could just cast Stinkweed Imp, hey. Because they kill 2 of our things, they get put to 1, then Stinkweed Imp comes over in the long run. Here's Stinkweed Imp. So if we attack like this, they permanently kill 2 things. And then next turn they can do 4. So it's fine to attack. Because they have to block with the reflections. So they go to 1, and they can deal like 12. But unless they find another Fury, we're pretty good on this game. They should just... Okay, we'll just let that happen. Oh, game ended. We've won. I don't think there's anything else we want to change. I think that actually worked quite well. There's an argument for Conflagration, but I'm not 1,000% sure what I'd take out. I feel like taking out an Ox is not great. I feel like having the 3 Oxes is good, and I'm not entirely sure what I would want to cut for the Conflagrate, but it is in my head. I don't think there's anything we want to do right now. I think we just ship it like this. Now, what our opponent should do is force us to go first. It doesn't look like they're doing that. We didn't have anything with a land in it, so let's try again. No lands twice. We only have 1 land, do we? It's kind of almost impossible to do this with 1 land, but going to 4 against this deck is probably not smart. So we have to put 2 back. So put that back, put that back. Done. Put that into play. Okay. Give up on Thrilling. And we can Merchant turn 0. I mean, I guess we're in it to win it. Okay, there was no land in the top whatever anyway. And our opponent has decided they're done. So, whew, the bluff got him. We got him on the bluff. That's 1-0 for Dredge. All right, our opponent won the die roll, which is fine by us. Let's see, what do we have here? I mean, we'll go ahead and keep it, only because, again, it's a good Dredge hand. What's our opponent doing? Some sort of defender combo, maybe. All right, so turn 1, we really don't do anything. Yield through the turn. Is this like a new Elves deck that I don't know about? All right, we'll go get a white land, because it's the one we don't have. Let's just get lands out of our deck, because we don't want them. Let's get a Blood Crypt, why not? Right, red, Cathartic Reunion, discard Thug, discard Stinky. Let's mill Thug, let's mill a Dark Blast. Okay, did we have any? We don't really have much going on in the graveyard. So that was a whiff adjacent one. Oh, okay. We did have a Silver Smoke Ghoul. I didn't see him down there. So our opponent has like this untappy thing, and they have a Quirion Ranger. So not quite sure what their game plan here is. Okay, so it is some sort of defender combo. Here's Axebane Guard. They're untapping. What are they doing next? Winding Way. Tuk Rabblefort. Creatures have haste. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we're just going to get Bane fired out, but I suppose it's a race. We'll go ahead. Do we take another Dark Blast? No, we can't kill things with Dark Blast, so we just take Golgari Thug. We find more damage, so we're doing our best here. We're staying alive as best we can. So I guess we can just Dark Blast the Ranger, and then what do? I guess we could just play this untapped and play out a Thug just in case we happen to need one. So we'll clock in. I'm hoping killing the Ranger upset their combo a bit. If they have another Quirion Ranger, we did nothing. Opponent plays a land, pretty lands. When Magic goes to New York City. What's their next play here? They got another 2-drop. Or not. Okay, they're doing that first. They're making red. Okay, so now if they have the combo, I think they get us. I don't know what the combo is, so we'll just go ahead and yield. But I think this is all they needed for their combo. So fun fact, Dredge is not great against combo. It traditionally lost against things like Adnaz, because normally combo's just faster, and we don't interact at all. So this is one of those decks where we're definitely going to bring in our Conflagrate, hopefully to one-side Wrath our opponent. Oh, are they just going to cast an Emrakul? That'd be neat. Just casting Emrakul is neat. Or are they passing? Okay. So we only have Dark Blasts. So I suppose that's what we're picking up. Found another Narcomoeba. Good for the Narcomoeba. We'll play a land. We'll play it untapped because if they get us with Emrakul, it's not gonna matter now, is it? So I think we Ox. Take out things that don't matter. So just lands and red cards. Lands and red cards. Those are gone. Our Ox comes out to play. And now what happens? All right, so Stinkweed Imp, Golgari Thug. Wow, we haven't found any more Stinkweed Imp, so Dark Blast. We haven't been doing great, not gonna lie. We needed to find more Creeping Chills to win, because I think now we die. We do have quite a few permanents, though. So maybe we do just get to get them. And I wasn't really thinking when I kept my 2 Blood Crypts untapped, because I suppose what I should have done is kept the Steam Vents untapped for when we found Otherworldly Gaze. But here we are. They block 2. They're going to block... Oh, they're going to block quite a bit. Okay. I guess they can still go off without that Caretaker. Nothing got dealt enough damage to die with the Dark Blast. We're going to go ahead and just... Oh, I clicked the wrong one. I want to click Golgari Thug. Just going to play this out just so that when their Emrakul happens, we have things to sacrifice. Because we're hoping we're going wide enough that hitting us with Emrakul once won't get us. But we'll find out. Because the Emrakul is going to have... Actually, the Emrakul has haste, so they get to hit us twice, don't they? There's Axebane Guardian. So the question is, do they have 15? Because if they have 15, I just realized the Tuk Rabblefort gives the Emrakul haste. Freed from the Reel. Okay, so how many permanents do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, it's not looking good. It's also not looking impossible. So if all they have is 1 Emrakul, we might actually still get it. If they have multiple Emrakuls, we're dead. Wormcoil Engine, that doesn't matter. Because pretty much we're just trying to find the Creeping Chills. Oh, actually the Wormcoil gets to gain them life immediately, doesn't it? Because it has haste. So we'll see what they do. We'll see if they just attack with Emrakul. Oh man, they also have an Ulamog, so they get to exile things. I think this is looking pretty done. And giving Emrakul haste and it gets to stick around and you get the extra turn, I think we're pretty dead here, guys. I think we got comboed out. And that is one of the downsides of Dredge. You lose the combo. Yeah, I think we're super dead. We are super dead. All right, cool game. Cool. We almost had it. All right, so we want Conflagrate and we want our creature removals. I don't think our opponent will be playing much Graveyard Hate, only because they need to go so fast. So what do we take out? Merchants again, or decent thing to take out. Take out 2 Thugs again. As much as it hurts, I even think we take out 1 Dark Blast and we run it like that. We take out an Ox and put a Thug back in. I don't think we do. I think we just run it like this. And we just hope for a really good hand. All right, yes, I would love to play first. Oh, no, Brian, you hit play first. Well, this is one to throw back anyway. Oh, man, that hurts so much. Yeah, this is also not a keepable hand. Mull to 4. Okay, well, Brian, you did this to yourself, so we'll put the some of these guys back. Can't believe I did that. Ugh. Brian, what are you thinking? All right, so we'll crack this. We'll get, I guess we have to get this to Otherworldly. We try our best. So Creeping Chill, Narc, and we want to leave the Blood Crypt on top because we want to draw that. We do get some stuff though, and we also get to Otherworldly again next turn. So as far as punts, I haven't punted this one directly into the Stratosphere yet, but you get so used to wanting to play first. So we'll go ahead, and we want to draw, so we won't on our upkeep. We find our Blood Crypt. Hooray. Lose some life. Let's go attacking. Let's see if our Otherworldly Gaze can find us anything of note. So, bin, it looks like. Yeah, bin. If they have a Surgical, that was wrong to do. I don't think they're playing Surgical, though. Winding Way. All right, they're going to spend a turn finding some stuff. Grizzlebrand, Valakut. Oh. That hurts so much. So they got a bunch in their bin now. If they reanimate, that'd be funny. That'd be a nice jape. Yeah, go ahead and just let that come out. Okay, so the problem is we kind of ran out of steam here. We can't get anything out, so we're just going to poke with Narcomoeba. And now we have to kind of hope we draw something or they kill our Narcomoebas. If we draw another land, that's not the worst, because then Stinkweed Imp can start poking in. I feel like at any point, though, they just start casting creatures and they go to the zoo. All right, seems like they're stuck on lands. I mean, we're stuck on everything, though. Ooh, another land. Okay. So that's fine by us, because we're just trying to get things in the bin right now. So let's go ahead and, do we Prized Amalgam or Stinkweed Imp? I think we just try and beat down. So here's our Prized Amalgam. Deals 3 a turn. We have them on a clock. I mean, I'm sure if they find lands, they just get us, but for now, we'll just hit them. Okay, so they found a Caretaker. Lucky for us, though, we have a Portable Hole. An Otherworldly Gaze. That's fascinating. So I think what we actually do is we Portable Hole, eat that, and then we Otherworldly to see if anything cool is going to happen. So we could put the Paths and the Portable in. I think we actually... Oh, no, we can't Thrilling Discovery, so we'll put that in the bin as well. Those all go to the bin, and now next turn we can Ox. We'll just attack with our creatures, because we'll have at least one Dredger in our Stinkweed Imp. But we also have our opponent to 8, and we disrupted them a bit. They might just scoop here. Oh, no, they found the land. So what do they find? An Axebane Guardian. Okay, well... We decided we were going to be reactive, so here we go. Ooh, okay, we even get to do this before we Ox. So bin, just more things in the bin. All right, that can come out. And then we swing with everything, because it's been a while since Bloodghast has been a card. They go to 3. They get still freed from the real next turn and win. That doesn't feel good. So we have to find a Creeping Chill, like, in the top 5, because we only have one Dredger. So let's exile some of these white cards that we probably should have drew. Exile some lands. All right, come on, deck. Save me. Save me, deck. All right, Stinkweed Imp. Didn't save us yet. Dark Blast. Looks like we're going to whiff. Golgari Thug. Oh my god, we didn't find it. We needed a Creeping Chill so bad, I think we lose. So I think they freed from the real next turn and they just go infinite. All of our Creeping Chills are in the... Or 3 of our Creeping Chills are in the bottom 20 cards. Lead the Stampede. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good sign that we're going to get there. And our opponent scoops. Looks like the creature removal is good. Looks like we're in the right place. And that game even would have been easier if we had found our Creeping Chills on time. So let's go ahead and run that back one more time. The good news here is that it stops us from being an idiot. And you can go ahead and keep. From being an idiot and not saying to go second. So our opponent mulled to 5. Wow. We have a Gemstone Caverns. We can get rid of probably Creeping Chill, because we're more likely to cast Narcomoeba. Mulligan to 4. I wonder if they're just mulling to Leyline. If they mulled to Leyline, they got us. All right, get rid of that. Cool. Exile Creeping Chill. We get to turn 0, gaze, and hopefully find something to do. Let's do that right now, actually. Let's gaze. Ox goes into the bin. We have a Portable Hole. I guess we want the Otherworldly Gaze in the bin, and we'll keep the Path, just in case. So we drew the Path, which we knew about. We'll play Bloodstained Mire, and we'll Portable Hole their Defender. And we can also Path to exile their thing if they find something else. All right, our opponent was apparently really banking on that, so we'll crack. We'll find... Probably a Sacred Foundry is best. We'll untap. We didn't Otherworldly Gaze on our upkeep because we're bad at the game of Magic, which would have helped, but we'll Otherworldly Gaze now. Put these all in the bin, and then we'll very much put a stop on our upkeep. So count along at home with the number of punts we do. I think that's the third one this game. I'm very good at this game. All right, they found another land, which probably isn't good for us. There's the battlements. Sure. We have a path to make that go away. So now on our upkeep, we Otherworldly Gaze. Put all 3 of these into the bin. We get to hit them for a little bit, and then we get to put a Dark Blast in our hand. Find another Creeping Chill. All right, we can't path this turn, but a lot of things do happen. If they can go off now, that'd be impressive, but we kind of did that to ourselves trying to set up. And 3 mana spells. Okay, what's more important to kill? I don't even... Actually, no, we could do both. We can Dark Blast and stuff. All right, so on our upkeep, we want to Dark Blast. Make that go away. And then we... Dredge the Dark Blast. Found the Imps. Okay, so we can finally go fast. Do we path the Overgrown Battlements? I don't think we have to yet. I think the most they can do with that is make 2 mana, and they'd have to use some amount of mana cast. But we kind of lose our ability to path if we Ox, huh? Ain't that a pickle? You know what? Most of the time when you play Dredge, the answer is always Ox. So red, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, man. This is, up on the other Ox, 6, give up on 1 + 7, give up on 1 Stinkweed Imp, and we leave a Stinkweed Imp, and that kind of hurts, but we got to get that Ox in play. Okie dokie, so this happens. And Stinkweed Imp, Golgari Thug, and Golgari Thug. Okay, well, we hit him a little bit. We found another Ox, which isn't the problem. And we do have some number of things coming out. So we have some, things for them to worry about. Okay, Winding Way, that's good. They have to take a turn off. And our Prized Amalgam should come into play on their end step. And that's 2-0 for Dredge. Again, they got us game 1. They got us real good, but hey, we're doing well so far. Let's go for game 3. All right. Luckily for us, we lost a die roll. So we can't screw it up again. All right, what do we got? Yes, choose to play first. The Illusion of Choice. This is actually an awesome hand, and we're not going to throw it back for a gemstone. We're just going to run it as is. Like, as far as Dredge goes, this is just a good hand. Like, obviously, if one of our lands was a gemstone mine, this would be like an amazing nutty hand, but for right now, this is just good. See what our opponent's up to. Mr. Anthill Bed over there. All right, what's your turn 1? Blast Zone. So this could be a lot of things. This could be any number of things. Yeah, nothing to do on our upkeep yet. We found a Steam Vent. I say we even cast or play the Steam Vent untapped and just pass. It makes us look like another deck, and also like we want to find white and black off of our other Bloodstained Miners. So what's their turn 2? Okay, so it is some kind of Tron. They did the same thing we did. They let off on a land where it could have been things like Dice Factory, could have been Hardened Scales. Is this Chalice? Yeah, it's Chalice, so we have to Otherworldly now. This is probably some kind of E-Tron. Actually, we found a whole bunch of good things we wanted to put in the bin, so fine by us. And they took an entire turn to Chalice, so that works. It does turn off a handful of our cards, but honestly, Otherworldly Gaze already did its job. Cool, thumbs down. Chalice, for those of you who don't know what it does, essentially just counters spells for whatever the token is on it. And you can still play into it, and you can still get countered. It's an older Magic card, so it has a weird version. Well, there's nothing to do on our upkeep anymore. So let's pick up Golgari Thug. Didn't find anything, but that's okay, because we have Cathartic Reunion in our hand. So let's get... One of the Sacred Foundries already in the bin. Yeah, so let's get a Sacred Foundry before we lose our ability to do that. And red, and Cathartic, and discard our 2 Dredgers. All right, Stinkweed Imp, come back. Stinkweed Imp, come back. And Golgari Thug. So that was a really good hit. We deal them 9, and we get a Narcomoeba, and stuff comes back. So Chalice against Dredge, I mean, while it does stop things, it doesn't stop things in time. I tell it to yield every game to that, don't I? Oh well. Opponent thinking real hard about the Prized Amalgam. Might be thinking just a scoop at this point. Meanwhile, Modern Tron does have main deck hate. It does have Relic of Progenitus in the main normal. Also, Karn, it just counts as 4 extra pieces of hate because you have hate in the side and you just bring it in. Also, Wormcoil Engine counts as hate against Dredge. Yeah, there's a lot of ways we can lose this. All right, ain't nothing to do anymore. We can get rid of that stop on our update. Our things come back, so yield every time. So we have quite the thing. We have quite the field, and they don't have Tron turn 3. You often hear me talk a lot about Tron Discipline, and Tron Discipline is always having Tron turn 3. Now, Eldrazi Tron, if he plays a Eldrazi Temple, as he literally did as I was saying it, and he plays Thought-Knot Seer, he actually did okay. Yeah, here comes Thought-Knot Seer. Yeah. The Thought-Knot Seer, while annoying, isn't the worst. They'll probably eat one of the imps. I'm thinking it over. So, in my opinion, the correct move here is to eat the imp. And the reason, in my opinion, the correct move is to eat the imp is because the imp actually, like, does stuff. If I get it in the graveyard, it can really do damage. Whereas Dark Blast and Otherworldly Gaze can't be cast right now. Yeah, there goes the Stinkweed Imp, sure. So we're going to be able to come crashing in for quite a bit, which is fine by me. We really hope in the next 3 cards we flip a Ox. We did not flip an Ox. So the good news for us is there's another Stinkweed Imp in the yard, so now we can even play Stinkweed Imp as a blocker, and if they take their time to kill it, that's on them. So first thing we do is we swing with everything. Okay, swing, swing, swing. So they get to kill one thing. They should really kill the Silver Smoke Ghoul, because that can draw us a card. Because the whole idea is like they attack with something like a Wormcoil Engine, and we can just kill our Silver Smoke Ghoul so they don't gain 6. But we'll see. They can also just take 10 if they want, drop to 1. I mean, it's allowed. I'm not going to stop them. Okay, so they find the line. They go to 4. We're just going to cast the Imp as a blocker. And next turn, we get to flip over 5 with our own Stinkweed Imp. And if our bottom 3 cards are all 3 of our Oxes, then our bottom 3 cards are all 3 of our Oxes, and there's nothing we can do about it. But at least this way, it shows a little bit of, you know, hey, you just can't come screaming in with your Reality Smashers, which I'm pretty sure is what's going to happen next. If he plays a Karn and just goes to get something, we win. Because, like, what are the best moves he has here right now? Because, honestly, he just wants to go wide. Okay, he's done. Our opponent has conceded game 1 to Dredge, as is often what happens here. So, against E-Tron, definitely Ancient Grudges. Maybe even Nature Claims. Paths even seem if. So, some number of these can Flaggerate, can actually probably wait. So, these are artifact stuff. These are creature stuff. I guess the paths aren't entirely needed. We can nip some merchants, so let's nip 2 merchants as I've been wont to do. Let's nip 2 Golgari Thugs, because apparently nothing is ever new. What about these paths? I mean, these paths really don't help us win. They're just kind of reactive, aren't they? Because, like, it gets an Eldrazi off the field. So maybe we just run these 4 hate pieces and we see how that works, and we'll see if we need the paths. I could be wrong. We could absolutely need them, but let's give it a shot. All right, let's see if they fall for our trap and decide to go first. They choose to play first. Ha ha ha, little do you know. What's going on here? 2 Otherworldly Gazes and an Ox. Let's throw this back because this has a Creeping Chill and an Archamoeba in our hands, so let's try for something better. That isn't much better, but we'll keep and we'll put 1 Otherworldly Gaze back, and we'll see what they're up to. Hopefully, turn 1 Otherworldly Gaze allows us to put things in the bin to then really help us with Thrilling Discovery. If they mull to 4, so they're probably looking for hate pieces, because they're not looking for Tron. E-Tron doesn't need Tron. E-Tron needs like 4 mana. All right, what do? If they mulled aggressively to hate, we have a Nature's Claim. Expo Map, sure. I think we even just kill Expo Map for our turn. Hey, Brian, real quick, Brian. You don't have a Stomping Ground in this deck. How do you cast Nature's Claim? Man, I'm so dumb. Okay, well, apparently Nature's Claim is just a dead card. That's kind of brutal. So we'll pass. Yeah, no, I forgot there's no Stomping Ground. There's Blood Crypt. Nature's Claim is literally just here for the gemstone mines? I don't know about that. There's an E-Temple. They spend their whole turn just getting a land? Yeah, they do. Oh no, they're good at Chalice. Sure. So Gaze does nothing. That does nothing. That also is not what we want. So they sure cast a Chalice on one. And boy, would it have been nice to kill their Expo Map in response, but whoopsie poopsie. Well, actually, I suppose Otherworldly Gazing was strictly correct, but you know. See, that's what the deck's doing. The deck is helping me win games by putting trap cards in like Nature's Claims. It helps me get there. Wow, I'm so bad at this game. Okay, so Chalice is down on 1. That's fine. So they spent turn 1 playing Expo Map. They spent turn 2 playing Chalice. They have 1 card in hand. If they get us off of this start, shame on us. Our opponent will be the king of magic. All right, so we have to draw. a Creeping Chill. You hate to see it. So we do this. We'll go get a black source. Would have loved to have gotten a Stomping Ground, but actually, no, we have to get a white source for Thrilling Discovery before we absolutely dumpster ourselves. So try your best not to punt away, Brian. We do know it's hard not to punt so hard. So we might as well get rid of Nature's Claim because there's no world where we cast it unless our opponent plays a Yavimaya, which they shouldn't. So yeah, let's get rid of those two and Stinkweed Imp, find more dredgers. Stinkweed Imp didn't find any more dredgers, but they did find 1,000,000 cards that are helpful. So what do we draw? Okay, that actually works because now we found the Ancient Grudge and another land. So you know what? As far as things go, that's not bad. Our opponent's thinking pretty hard. I mean, they got one card in hand, so I don't know how much more they want to play. Apparently they're still in it. You're in it, buddy, so am I. All right, here comes another Narcomoeba. And finally, the Creeping Chill. All right, I mean, not a bad turn, too. At this point, if they get rid of our graveyard, it's probably fine. Because we got our dudes. I mean, that'd be an amazing play if they just Bojuka Bog. Okay, so it looks like they have to go find a land. So we get a turn to crunch them for 8. Urza's Tower. Okay, so they're going for Tron. Next turn, they could legitimately have something scary, but we're going to try and get them to a point where they're too far gone. We draw a Prized Amalgam. So we want to Thrilling Discovery, I think. Don't think we're going to do anything with that mana. We'll just thrill. Oop, nope, gotta do that another way. So white, and then red, and then thrill. Yep, I would love to. Get rid of the Imp, get rid of Prized Amalgam. Come on, Imp, find more dredgers. Yay, I found more dredgers this time. So Dark Blast and Thug. We got so many things going on now. We're gonna have even more things come out of the graveyard this turn. They can still, I guess, just all is dust us, which would be slightly annoying. But if they spend their turn all is dusting us, I feel relatively fine with that because we have Oxes now. Here comes Silver Smote, and they scoop it up. You know, a win's a win, so that's 3-0 versus Tron now. Let's go ahead and go for a round 4. All right, so we won the die roll, but that's not what we're about this week, so no, you go first, opponent. Oh my god, this hand's awful. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Mull. It's not an Otherworldly Gaze, and if we don't find a second land, we're kind of dead. Let's try it. What do we get rid of? I guess we can get rid of a Thug. Then we play this. Then what do we get rid of again? I guess a Stinkweed Imp because we have a Stinkweed Imp. We might need the Dark Blast. Dark Slick Shores. Oh, if it's against Mill, that's amazing. This might be the one time doing it this way saved us, but let's Merchant, cast Haggle, put the Imp down, pick the Imp up. Okay, so our top card wasn't a land anyway. In it to win it. Okay, well, we do get a whole bunch of things that are going to come back. I wish I had a second land to now Ox, but, you know, as far as risky turn ones go, I think that's fine. Plus, next turn we have to draw anyway, unless they give us something to Dark Blast, because I'm not going to Dark Blast my own Narcomoeba or Prized Amalgam. Kind of want to draw that land, if I'm being honest. Is our opponent just done? Yeah, okay. We're definitely playing against Mill. 1,000% playing against Mill. So, Leyline of Sanctity. What else does Mill do? I guess the Portable Holes, just to be safe. So, Leyline of Sanctities and Portable Holes. What do we take out? I guess they could also have Rips, so... Oh, but unless we get down Gemstone Cavern, we can't... I don't like the Nature's Claims. I don't like the Nature's Claims when the only chance we have to get green is, like, the chance of finding the Gemstone Caverns. Like, maybe if we were playing Serum Powder, we'd have a higher chance, but yeah, no. I realize Merchant won us that game, but I'm still going to cut 2 because I'm Heartless. And we're still going to cut 2 of these as well. And now we only have to make 1 hard cut. I guess we can cut 1 Dark Blast because the Dark Blasts aren't going to do a ton against Mill. All right, let's see what we're up against. Hello. If we had a second land, this would be awesome. We have a Leyline. I'm going to be greedy, guys. Don't do this at home. Never keep a 1-lander with Dredge. I'm keeping a 1-lander. I'm going to be punished for it, but I'm hoping the Leyline demoralizes our opponent to the point where they're not gonna do much. So please draw land. Oh, okay. Never punished. Never once. So they can't hand disrupt us, and they can't even target us with their... Oh, so it's not Mill. If it was self-mill the whole time, then congratulations, you bamboozled me. The Sacred Foundry tapped. Right, untap. Go get a Blood Crypt. Go. Righty, and start the clown music. Thrilling Discovery. Discard Stinkweed Imp, discard Golgari Thug. Dredge back Stinkweed Imp. Dredge back Golgari Thug. We have to just draw a card. Dark Blast, that's fine. We deal them 6. And that's about all we do, which is fine. We have another Thrilling Discovery in our hand. We also have an Ox in the yard. We don't even know exactly what our opponent's doing. Like, so far, we've seen nothing. Like, I assumed it was Dredge because of Dark Slick, but this might just be some kind of brewy Dimir control thing going on. Which I guess if they just counterspell our Thrill is not great. If to draw again, ooh, we draw a Steam Vent, so we just keep drawing lands. Let's go ahead and pay 2. This way we can keep a black up and try and Thrill again. I feel like this will get countered. Yeah, this is getting countered. It gets drowned. Yep. Okay, so we want to kind of work them through those, but that's fine. Because next turn we can even just cast Stinkweed Imp and start pecking them. Yep, your Jace sure does that. Tar Pit. They're looting away. They're setting up something. I don't know what they're setting up. I'm hoping we go so fast we never find out. So in the end step, Dark Blast. Just to get the Dredger. If they can exile that, that's something, but oh, nope, they can't. Okay, cool. Now we dredge Dark Blast. We seriously are just at the point where we try and resolve Ox. I don't think it'll resolve, but we have so many lands in the bin, it doesn't matter. Like, there's just so many things here we're never gonna work with again, so yeah, just get rid of all those. And now if this resolves, we're in a super commanding position. I feel like they have another counter. I feel like our opponent's deck plays anywhere between like 8 to 12 counters. And even though like I don't actually know what my opponent's on, we've seen a Drown in the Lock. They're blue, so they're definitely playing Counterspell, and there might even be like Force of Negations in there. There might even be Archmage's Charms. Like, I think this might be an Archmage Charm because they had to crack a land. Oh, they got a Swamp. Oh, man, they can still drown Ox. That's kind of sad, actually. This looks like another drown. Goryo's Vengeance. On Jace Vryn's Prodigy. Don't you need 7? Oh, no, it's only 5. Okay. So, that was neat. Good for you. You have a Jace Telepath Unbound. Meanwhile, on the unfair side of the board, Stinky, Golgari, come on, deck, do something. Stinkweed Imp? That's all you can do? That's all you got for me? Okay, well, let's see what our opponent does, but we certainly tried. The Goryo's Vengeance, the Jace Telepath Unbound, that's something you can do. So they can cast things from their graveyard, which is fine, but we have a million things on the board. Now, if they Damnation, they got us, you know? If they Damnation and we see like what they're... Okay, Fatal Push on that, that's fine. Looks like it's just a Dimir control deck, and it looks like we're actually in a halfway decent position. They only have 2 cards left, and they can like minus on Jace Telepath Unbound, but I feel like that's there to flash stuff back. And I feel like actually drowning is the correct thing to do. So you flash, drown a Prized Amalgam, and try and keep some life. Opponent thinking about it. I mean, they have a Creeping Tar Pit, so they can block. They have a Jace Telepath Unbound, which can like flash stuff back. You can also mill stuff, but I don't... No one ever uses Jace Telepath Unbound to mill. You know, meanwhile, we have 2 Oxes in our yard, so we'll see how that goes. They could also just have Cryptic and like stall for a turn. As far as Creeping Chills go, there's 2 in exile, so yeah, we could deal them another 6 damage, but 6 damage is not 12. Okay, so they're gonna do a Vengeance. Are they just gonna put Jace in the yard again? I have no idea what they're doing. Yeah, okay, so they're just gonna loot with Jace again. So they get to loot, they get to transform Jace, and they have a new Jace Telepath Unbound. Yep, so they get rid of the old Jace. Except Goryo's Vengeance is exiled now. So if their plan was to put something big into play with Goryo's Vengeance, they can't... Oh, they have Crypt Incursion. Oh, okay. What? They didn't cast Crypt Incursion. They're going to cast Fatal Push. I would have cast Crypt Incursion, because that seems a whole lot. Unless they're going to cast it now somehow. They're not going to cast it now. Okay. Sure. Golgari Thug. Yeah, because Crypt Incursion gets us. It's solid 8, but... Actually, wait. Does Crypt Incursion have to target? Target player. Our Leyline's saving us. See, I didn't even know what we were up against, and Leyline is still saving the day. They're 12. We can do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... So I guess we actually Ox first, and we see where we land. So red and red. I said red. That's not what I clicked, I'm aware, but I said red. So let's get rid of things that don't do anything in the yard. Which again, lands, red cards, you know, just things that are dead in the yard. There we are. Okay, and poof, those go away. And hopefully we find some number of Creeping Chills just to close the game out. So Imp and Imp and Imp. Come on, deck. We found 1, you know. Apparently one of our last 2 cards is a Creeping Chill. Our opponent just scoop at this point. I mean, they could still have removal. Not sure what our opponent is up to at this point, because we're getting a lot of our stuff out of the yard. I can't believe one of our last 2 cards is a Creeping Chill, and we really can't dredge it at this point either. We can get them pretty down. If they can blink our Ox, we just lose, though. That's one of the ways to lose. We'll just swing in with what we can directly at our opponent. I'm imagining he has at least one piece of removal in his hand. Yeah, that's fine. So he's at 5, and we're going to have a million things come back. Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of like that stack. That is the stack of things that are trying to come back. Come on, Mitko, don't die on me. Don't die on me now, Mitko. All right. If he has Damnation, we die. Tainted Indulgence, that's not it. Nile Spellbomb, too late on the Nile. You got a target with Nile Spellbomb. Boy, was that Leyline of the Sanctity doing work. All right, he can still go land Damnation and we can still die. Another Tainted Indulgence. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we have it now. I think he's just, yeah. All right, so against some kind of weird Dimir control thing, we pick up another W. That means we have 1 left to go in the video. Let's see if we go 5-0. All right, we won the die roll. However, as always, no. You go first, opponent. I insist. Oh my God, finally. The problem is there's no Dredger in this hand, but I guess we have to, you know, this is the first time we get to turn 1 Cathartic, so we're going to keep it anyway. And yeah, okay, we'll just get rid of the Creeping Chill. And hopefully we draw a Dredger. If we draw a Dredger, that's amazing. All right, opponent Windswept Teeths into Temple Garden, into Noble Hierarch, so could be kind of like a humans-y thing. We really hope we draw a Dredger right now. Dark Blast, okay, well, it's not the best Dredger, but it will do. So white, red, Thrilling Discovery. Yep, we sure would. We'll get rid of Smote and Dark, and we'll pick up Dark. That's all we get to do. Okay, we find a couple other things. There might have been a world where we actually wanted to Dark Blast our opponent's Noble Hierarch, but for the first time all day, I've gotten to turn 1 Cathartic, and I wasn't going to not do that. So if they drop a fat 3-drop right now and get us, then, you know, that's on me. Let's see, what does our opponent do here? Okay. Go off. I don't even know what that really is supposed to do. So we draw, please be a land, a merchant. Okay, well that can do stuff later. All right, Coven, as long as you have 3 or more creatures with different powers, you may cast creature spells from the top. So do we Cathartic, or do we try and go, or do we just nip Noble Hierarch with Dark Blast and then Otherworldly? It's slow, but I think it's right to just get rid of that. And then we'll keep, we can even Merchant. So we can Merchant and Dredge. So actually, I guess it's 1 more if we do it the other way. Okay, so let's see what they do with another 3-drop here. Sakura Tribe Elder. They're ramping. And another Noble Hierarch. Okay. They attack for 2. Actually, no, they attack for 3. I don't know what they're doing. I suddenly think we need to just go fast. They're ramping pretty hard. So we'll Merchant, cast Haggle, discard Golgari Thug, Dredge Golgari Thug. Hit a Creeping Chill when we have a Silver Smoke Ghoul in the yard, so that's quite good as well. And now we even get a Stinkweed Imp. Okay, so yeah, we're pod racing. Red, discard Stinkweed Imp, discard. What do we have in the bin? I'm even gonna discard Prized Amalgam. And let's do Stinkweed Imp, let's do Stinkweed Imp, let's do Thug. Okay. So now we put a whole bunch on the field, and we hope whatever they're doing isn't fast enough. It could be faster than us. They could just play out Primetime and just get us. But I'm hoping this isn't a Primetime deck. I don't actually know if it is or isn't. All right, so I've done everything in my power. Yield through the turn. So our Silver Smoke... Shouldn't our Silver Smoke Ghoul also come back because of the Creeping Chill? I feel like it should. At the beginning of your end step, if you... Oh, it has to be on your turn, Silver Smoke Ghoul. So that's why that didn't do anything. I've been playing Dredge for years. I just realized what that said. So if anybody wonders if I'm a professional Magic player, you have your answer. Another Sakura Tribe Elder. Okay, well... I guess I can be a blocker. What's your big play here? Just getting more lands? How does having lands now versus having a blocker in a minute help? Whatever they're doing, it is gonna happen next turn. Whatever this is, it's big and scary and going to kill me, but for right now, this seems fine. Yeah, that's sure. You can eat a 3/3. Yeah, that's fine. We'll get it back. I don't even care that it's exiled. We'll just get a 3/3 back. Sure, you can hit us. We don't care. All right, and we go to Dredge. Looks like our only option is a Dark Blast. Ooh, but we find stuff, though. Let's continue to beat them up. Okay, so first thing we do is attack in case they somehow kill one of our things. I don't think so. I think they just block. Oh, they don't block. Sure. Seems weird, but it's a legal play. It is allowed. All right, get rid of some of these cards that do nothing. All right, done. All right, throw all that into the yard. We only have 20 left, but still, Stinkweed Imp is good. Stinkweed Imp again. And you know what? There's no cowards here. Stinkweed Imp a 3rd time. We have 5 cards left in deck, and we get them. All right, so Conflagrate seems good. Portable Holes seem good. Paths don't seem... We don't know what they're doing, actually. So this is more like a question marky one. We'll put back 2 Merchants of the Veil, because again, I'm nothing if not consistent. We'll put back two thugs, because we want the Dark Blast to kill their dorks. And we'll try this, because hopefully the Conflagrate is just a Plague Wind on their board, and we never learn what they're trying to do. If we ever learn what they're trying to do, we are dead. All right, let's go again. Okay, dokay. We don't have a Dredger here, but we do have an Otherworldly Gaze, which should be able to help us. And while we don't have a Gemstone Mine, this is a good enough hand to keep, I think. Because whatever they try and do to stop us, the Portable Hole is there. Elfish Reclaimer. Well, he will walk 5,000 miles, and then I will walk 500 more. So, what do we draw? We draw a not-so-great card. Let's go ahead and pass. If that was a Mana Dork, I would Portable Hole it, but it's not. It's a Reclaimer, so that's going to take a minute. Oh, I see what they're going to do. They're going to use it to ramp. Hey, Brian, remember when you have your chance to, like, do things and you don't because you're so smart? Yeah, think about that long and hard, why don't you? All right, Otherworldly Gaze. Stinkweed Imp. Yeah, these all go in the bin now. We found what we were looking for. They're going to kill the Flagstones. Oh, do they have a Bajuka Bog? They can get any land, right? Yeah, I can go get a Bajuka Bog. Nope, they're going to let it happen. Now we Imp. They're just going to keep letting this happen? Or do they have Bajuka Bog? They seem to really be letting us go for a while if they don't have Bajuka Bog. So, I mean, I guess we just have to go for it. Yay, Sacred Foundry. Yay, Thrilling Discovery. I mean, if they're just slow rolling the bog, then they got us, but I see no reason to go slow. Right about now would be the time to snap it off, opponent. Yeah, they do have Bajuka Bog. What? Temple Garden? There's the Bajuka Bog. Okay, so the triggers were off, but yeah, we kind of saw that coming. Alrighty, no problem. We attack, and the next turn we Portable Hole and Haggle. I mean, we lost a bit, but we're not dead. We still have half our deck. And again, that just plays into my own personal thought where, oof, Dryad of Ilsing Grove is not good. Oh, they're gonna have more than one? That's annoying. How many Bajuka Bogs do you reckon they have, folks? I'm hoping it's not many. I mean, if it's many, we have multiple Portable Holes, but we don't have multiple white sources. Gemstone Cavern, that's funny. I'll play it because it's funny. But yeah, Portable Hole. That thing goes away. We'll just attack with the two Narcomoebas. I guess we pass. We don't have to do the Stinkweed Imp stuff now. I guess we want him to tap out a bit. Scoot Swarm. It's like a landfall deck? What does this do? If you control 6 or more lands. Okay, so are they going to control 6 or more lands? Oh, no, they are going to control 6 or more lands. So they're going to get 2 of those. So this is going to get out of hand real quick. Thalacut. Ooh, that's just rude. They should be able to dome us for 3. Yeah. So now we at least know what they're doing. And I guess the paths are actually not a bad idea if this is their plan. So, Stinkweed Imp. Ox, but no other Dredger. Okay, so we're probably a little dead here, but we'll see what we can do. It's in for 2, sure. Do we want to Otherworldly Gaze on our upkeep? Probably. So we can Otherworldly, try and find a Dredger. So, we might be dead, but we can sure try not to be. All right. Portable Hole again. Oh, I'm still in my upkeep. We draw a Narcomoeba, which is Sag. But hey, Portable Hole, make this stupid thing go. So now they don't have that anymore. And next turn, we just Conflagrate them quite a bit. Might as well attack. We're not blocking. I mean, if they get us with Valakut and attacks, they get us with Valakuts and attack. But we're not going to win defensively right now because they're just going to have so much that can just gum up the board. Really, they're going to have a million things, and our Conflagrate is like our one way out of this. So let's see how bad it is. We're just going ahead and yielding through this turn. All right, another Scoot Swarm. That's awful because now you can play roughly 4 million cards. just 4 million. If they have 2 more lands, we're kind of... please don't have a land. Please just let our Conflagrate save us. Do not have a land. Please don't. Don't have a land, and then our Scoot Swarm saves us, and then we just try and get around them the other way. Yeah, no, they're just attacking, which is fine by us. If they're slow rolling, that's so sad. All right, please don't be slow rolling. Please don't be slow rolling. Oh! You'll love to see it. All right. Nothing to do on the upkeep, so we just have to draw. Land? Land. All right. Do we need the land? Because we can Conflagrate, and then there's like nothing much else to do. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I guess we don't need to do that yet, but we can Conflagrate and get rid of all the things. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I feel like our opponent is probably using some choice swear words at the moment. Okay, I think we can only attack with the Prized Amalgam. I don't think trading the Silver Smote for the... Actually, I guess at this point, trading the Silver Smote for the Insect Token is the base we can ask for. So I'll just swing like that. Why not? We're at 8, so we do have to keep our life in check here. All right, that gets rid of that. We bring them to 9. We have 2 blockers, and we pass. Seiju targeting our Portable Hole. Nothing we could do about that. Yes. Oh, we could just get any land? Boy, howdy. So, Sacred Foundry? No, I don't want to pay. Wow, it's just any land? With a basic land type, wow. Today I learned how Boseiju works. So, they drew a land that sucks. If they drew Scoot Swarm, that's also not great. How many Creeping Chills are in our 1, 2... So only 2 Creeping Chills have been exiled, which means we can just get there on chills, I guess. Do they have another Bojuka Bog? That gets us. Oh no, it's just Valakutting us. The Elfish Reclaimer thing gets us. So we definitely want to bring in Path for the next game, because I don't think we're winning anymore. We're going to go to 2. Oh no, they killed a Prized Amalgam. All right, well, we're definitely blocking that. Now we're sacking this, and if we're gonna win this turn. All right, so we need Stinkweed Imp to be nice. That's kind of nice. That gains us some life, because the Valakut is gonna deal us 9. Are we just dead? I think we might just be dead. Methinks I might have done the math a little wrong, and we might just be dead skis, but we'll try here. 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 hard cut. So much as it sucks, probably the Silver Smoke Ghoul. Try it like that. There's only 9 cards left in our deck. So Stinkweed Imp, and then from there we had to draw the Creeping Chill so we die. If we could have cast the Creeping Chill, it would have been different. But I think we're just dead now. Yeah, drawing the Creeping Chill was bad. Drawing the Creeping Chill was very bad. Yeah, we really needed that Creeping Chill to go off, because then we would have been at 10 and the Valakut wouldn't have killed us. But now I think he just sacks, gets his 4th Valakut, and or gets his 3rd Valakut and deals us 9 because of Dryad. Sure, that does a thing. He deals us 6. Now he just Elfish Reclaimer. Oh, he just found another one. So that's all, folks. All right. So we definitely want paths. What do we not want? What can we cut? Maybe cut a Prized Amalgam as much as that hurts, and maybe cut Otherworldly Gaze as much as that hurts, because we really do need them to not have those Reclaimers, because those really go off on us. Although I think it's fair to say they only have 1 Bojuka Bog, which is good information to know. So fingers crossed we haven't watered down the deck too much. Oh, I said I'm going to go first because I'm an idiot. Well, good thing we're going to end the game on Brian being dumb and just having to mull his hand like it's a normal hand. Yeah, we mulled a 5. Mulled a 4. Okay, well, we're gonna see what we can do. Put 3 back, so 1, 2, 3, and we play a Bloodstained Mire. No, we're in our upkeep. Now we play a Bloodstained Mire. So this is more of a traditional Dredge hand than like this deck likes. Also, I chose to go first because I'm an idiot and I've done that twice in this video, even though the name of the video is Never Go First Dredge. Please don't have Reclaimer. Blah. Well, nothing we can do about that. Go get a white source. In case we find a piece of hate. Find Thrill. Okay, well. Yes, I would love to pay 2 life. At least we can gain our life back. And hopefully Stinkweed Imp saves us. Otherwise, we might have just lost the last one here. It doesn't do diddly. Doesn't do diddly squat. We found another Cathartic Reunion, but we have to kill the Elfish Reclaimer. So the Elfish Reclaimer can either Bojuka Bog now, or it can die. A Steam Vent. So we're going to lose everything in our yard. So we can Flaggerate, deal this, I think, literally just 2. And we just give up on Ox of Agonis and Steam Vent, because he should really Bojuka Bog in response. So get rid of Ox of Agonis, get rid of Steam Vent. He does it now. There's not going to be 3 cards in his graveyard, though, so we haven't punted that hard. Here's the Bog. Yeah, but next turn we get to go off again, and hopefully that has slowed him down a bit. All right, what do you got, opponent? Scoot Swarm. Okay, well, that has a minute to go off. Hopefully we draw a Dredger. Creeping Chill. Well, that's not a Dredger at all. In fact, that's one we really wish we didn't draw. Come on, deck. No. All right, we get to play a land. No. All right, our opponent, we're giving you a turn. So this is the thing about Dredge too, and I'm kind of glad it happened and that we didn't just steamroll, because Dredge is not a deck that steamrolls. Dredge is a glass cannon deck, and if you just even interact with them a little bit, you can normally, you know, do some pretty good damage. So here he comes. Here comes Speed Racer. And now we're going to draw like a Narcomoeba or something, because there is no justice in this world. Worship. I don't know how we beat Worship, but we'll sure try. Worship is another one of those cards from early Magic that, like, you're like, oh, that's somehow in the format. I'm also dumb and mistapped, and we're gonna lose because of it. But hey, I shouldn't have tapped my black source so that we could have killed the Scoot Swarm. But now, you know, I guess I just didn't want to go. I just didn't want to 5-0, guys. You know, it's you don't always want to 5-0. Sometimes you want to punt so hard you can feel it in your soul, and that's what I've done. Because now he gets to play a land. and make 2 Scoot Swarms. Not good. Not good at all. Some might even say incredibly bad. All right, how are you extra punishing us, opponent? Just drawing a card? Sure. Just goes to show you guys, you can have a really good deck. If you're still an idiot, you're still not gonna win. If you're still really bad at the game. There's a Stink Ridge out. Eats our thing, that's fine. Gets in for 2, that's fine. We don't have 2 black sources, so we can't double dark. I guess we do upkeep this to see if we can find a black source and try and save this match. So untap, be Cathartic with the correct colors of mana, you idiot. Or Otherworldly, I'm sorry. Oh, I used the wrong colors, Brian. Let's see. No, none of those are a black source, are they? So they all go to the bin. I guess we just have to dredge at this point. The problem is, I don't think we ever get to a point where we can do enough to kill all the Scoots. Containment Priest. Ooh, boy. Does this count as casting? Okay. I think we're pretty done here, folks. What if I draw? Draw creep. Of course. Okay, we're done here, folks. Yeah, we got absolutely hated out of the match, but hey, 4-1's not bad. I'll catch you in the wrap up. All right, 4-1. Probably safe to say I punted away the final game. I also was playing really loose the final game because I wanted to show off what it can do turn 1 when you give your opponent the play. But it is a very good deck. It's still Dredge. And Dredge is a deck that if you don't interact with, it's just going to absolutely roll over you. Now, the guy who beat us with the kind of brewy, Scoot Swarmy worship thing, I mean, again, I've said it once, I've said it a million times. If you play off meta stuff, you can absolutely destroy people who don't know what you're doing. And we didn't know what he was doing, and we lost. But, you know, against all sorts of things that were known, the Rakdos, Elemental deck, Tron, you know, decks that we knew we could really do well against. And again, 4-1. 4-1's amazing for an outing with Dredge. Is there anything I would change? Yes. Hello, Nature's Claim. Hello, Nature's Claim that can only be cast off of Gemstone Caverns. Now, I think what you do here is you put in at least 1 green-red land. I don't think that's that big of a sacrifice to nip something here and put in a red-green land. That would also help the other side of Ancient Grudge, but you guys know I get handed these lists. I really don't do a ton of deck building from ground zero on my own. But man, that's really leaning into the 4 of Gemstone Caverns to hope that you have it in your opening 7 and to just, you know, mulligan into it. But hey, I had a great time, and right about now, a lot of people are signing off the videos, so for the 3% of you who stick around to see the cool stuff that I pull out of my collection, I am going to pull out, I think, my little gray book this time. Let's go get the little gray book. So the little gray book is where I keep all my cool things with Magic, and these are obviously all card-based. And let's see, what is in the little gray book that is cool in my opinion. All right, I think I found something that counts as cool. I am going to go ahead and count this little Enlightened Tutor here as something neat. And you guys might be looking at it and going, Brian, it's an Enlightened Tutor. Those are very, very common. However, you might notice this is A, 6th edition, and B, a foil. So how does that work? Because for those of you who kind of know your history, 6th edition didn't have foils. 7th edition was the first core set to have foils. Well, this is an arena card. These were given out, literally, I played, I think, an Invasion event. I was just playing an Invasion event. There was no entry fee to the event, and they handed these out as promos at the end. And, you know, I love me some white cards, and Enlightened Tutor's cool, and I just kind of kept it, and it sat in a box for literal years in my parents' house in just a random deck of mine of childhood. And then when I finally went back to New Jersey this time, and they, you know, I was collecting all my old childhood stuff, I found it, and boy, have those cards kind of gotten up there. So if you ever find a 6th edition foil, be sure to snap it up if it's at a reasonable cost, because those are promos, and quite a few of them are rather expensive. So another look into my random junk of Magic the Gathering. Thank you very much for sticking around this long. Hey, you, guy who's still here. If you want to see me play a list or a deck, email me at HeyDummyPlayThis@gmail.com. That's HeyDummyPlayThis@gmail.com. That's where I got this wonderful list. Thank you again, Liam. And yeah, I will catch you guys next time. I think next one is also going to be a viewer submitted list. The guy hasn't cleared me to say his name on camera, but hopefully he'll get back to me whether he wants to be a fan of the show or have me say his name out loud, and I will catch you all next week. Bye.